Welcome to the Week Daily Podcast with me, Chris Betts. It's Thursday, June 18th. Here are today's headlines. Atlanta cops have stopped answering 911 calls in support of a fellow officer who was charged with felony murder after shooting Rayshard Brooks in the back. Another way of putting that headline is a bunch of babies endanger thousands of lives after finding out the rules apply to them. You know, it's funny. They don't seem so tough on crime now. Weird. When I'm watching these childish antics of different police forces around the world, I'm reminded of Gandhi's immortal words, "Stop it." In other American news, John Bolton, pictured here watching another man make love to his wife, is about to release a book about his time in the Trump administration entitled The Room Where It Happened. What a terrible name for a book. The Room Where It Happened, it doesn't sound like a book that anyone would read. It sounds like testimony in a court case. Mr. Bolton, can you please show us on this blueprint where he touched you? It was there. That's the room where it happened. Now, the book has a bunch of startling revelations, including Trump encouraged China's use of concentration camps, said it would be, quote, cool for the U.S. to take over Venezuela, and that Trump asked for help from China, Russia, and the Ukraine to win the 2020 election. A bunch of information that would have been super useful during the impeachment trial. You know, it's funny, this book, because, you know, withholding evidence that your democracy is being subverted on purpose for your own personal gain, it just sounds so much like treason. Isn't that funny? Now, America is famously divided right now, but I think one thing that all Americans can get behind happily is fuck John Bolton. What an asshole. Now, I can't tell you to steal his book because I'm pretty sure that encouraging people to commit crimes over the internet is itself a crime. Now, in separate health news, we could all use a bit more cardio since lockdown, and what better way to get that heart pumping than running away from a bookstore security guard? In Canadian news, NDP leader Jagmeet Singh was expelled from the House of Commons yesterday after calling another MP racist and refusing to apologize for it. Now, the controversy over it is because the supposed racism was very subtle. Now, I, for one, think that victims of racism are much more likely to notice these subtle acts in the same way that, you know, women are able to spot creeps, or a roadrunner could spot the Wile E. Coyote even in a dress. And so maybe it's worth listening to. But what this really begs is calling someone racist an insult or an accusation? Because if it's an accusation, then he shouldn't have been expelled. It's the kind of thing that should be investigated. But if it's an insult, then yeah, maybe he could be expelled. And we can, you know, maybe start hearing jokes on the street like, your mom is so racist, she called the manager on Uncle Ben. The difference between racist being an insult and an accusation is a really big idea that I'm trying to get my mind around right now. So I've got more thoughts on it, but I'm going to wait until I've got them in order, and then I'll release just one episode straight up on that thought. But for now, let's talk about Uncle Ben. Now, Uncle Ben and Aunt Jemima have been removed as brands. And personally, I can't wait to see what their boards replace them with. Now, there have been a lot of real tone-deaf reactions from Democrats going in Get Out cosplay, to a credit card being released of Harriet Tubman doing the Wakanda salute. Now, whatever these brands end up doing, I think it's going to be so funny to watch it fail. I'm picturing something like a watermelon with a black power fist, or maybe Colin Kaepernick kneeling on a stack of pancakes. Whatever it is, we're in for a tweet storm. Now, I want to close on some fun news. Twitter has decided that Beethoven was black. Now, there's not a whole lot of proof for this, some circumstantial evidence, but not a lot. But maybe the most encouraging proof is that his music is still so popular with white people. That's everything today. Thank you so much for watching. As always, you can support the show on Ko-fi.com. That's kofi.com/Chris Betts. You can follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Mr. Chris Betts. That's Mr. Chris Betts. I will be back tomorrow. Keep wearing your masks. COVID's not gone. Take care of yourselves.